I really like the feeling of opening your bathroom and just finding the design that you like. So we're gonna go from a typical construction design of a bathroom over here to something that is a little more customized, something that you really like, that has a lot of more features and you can feel really comfortable with. Hello, my name is Hugo Correa, and in this video, I want to guide you through the steps that normally I take to repair those problems on the floors, especially around the tub or the toilet areas that you have drains and all these things. So let's start by saying that if we want to have something strong, solid surfaces, something that is nice and level, we want to make sure that we take care of all those issues. And around this toilet, and the tub itself, water was kind of falling and creating some issues, right? So if you want to have, that's me. If you want to have, a surface that is strong, especially let's say when you're going to do a shower, you're going to put a lot of concrete over there on the floor, and you want to make sure that it's nice and stable. You want to consider that those areas around the toilet are the ones that are going to have issues. So let's just start by removing that original material that is on the floor. Taking all your features out, like the faucets and the tub and the toilet, the sink and all those things out, and let's remove all the materials that are on the floor. In this case, we have linoleum, and right away you can actually see there is a problem around the toilet and some problems around the tub and one of the corners. So if you notice, the surface is so deteriorated that by just stepping on that edge, the floor was just giving up. So this material, this compressed material, sometimes is used for new construction, but when it touches water, you have to remove it and make sure that that you put something a little more stronger. That contractor grade construction board is not something that I really like. So let's remove all that out. Make sure that we expose all the beams that were compromised. In this case, we found mold on the bottom, and we want to take care of all the bacteria and all the stuff. I use this mold control liquid. You can find it at your local home improvement store, and apply the stuff, let it set for a while, and then just remove it with a scrubbing sponge and some fresh water, some clean water. But we went through like 4 buckets because the steam was coming out black. So we know that a lot of the stuff was coming, that black mold was coming over there, and we want to make sure that we don't touch or we don't allow that stuff to proliferate through the rest of the structure. So we want to clean it really well. Make sure that it dries, so the surface is nice and clean before you continue with other type of procedures that you want to take. If you see over here, we removed also the insulation because the insulation was compromised, and some areas were wet. And now that we're changing that to a shower, we want to make sure that, if you notice, like some section was compromised as well. So we want to make sure that all that is removed, all that is coordinated, especially the drain lines and all the stuff, and allow this thing to dry. So the other thing that I like to do, because those sections start deteriorating and you start developing some dry rot on those boards and those beams, you want to make sure that you sister these things. And I do something that sometimes people don't put attention to, but I like to make sure that I stabilize the floor with this kind of stabilizer over here. It goes down like glue, like regular carpenter's glue, but it actually crystallizes really well, makes the surfaces really hard. So what I do is that I use an old brush or so, and I just brush it around, allow it to dry. The steam dries like I would say like glue, so it dries there, and it turns a little more clear, as it dries, but not that much, but it turns clear. And I want to give you an example. In this case, it's not a big issue, but when I was doing this flip house, we bought this house to fix. We found out that after we remove all the floor, all the boards were compromised. It was a lot of damage with termites and mold and dry rot and all the stuff, and we end up taking all the boards out because, besides they were cut in the wrong way, a lot of contractors that are irresponsible, like plumbers and all the stuff, they just, because they want to put their piping, they don't care about the structure, they cut the beams, and these things were cut and fixed and cut, but in the really wrong way. So we had to go through the remodel. This is an an exaggeration over here because it's like worst case scenario, right? So we're not going in this video with that worst case scenario, although I'm going to make some videos about this house because I want you to see the outcome of taking all that out, cleaning everything really well, putting new beams across, and making sure that everything is fine. So when you're going to do that, you want to make sure that you take care of that because you are going to have inspections, and you want your bathroom that was a horrible bathroom and it turned into a beautiful design, well-designed bathroom. This property, after we finished the property, this was the hallway bathroom. The master bathroom was even nicer, and it took us just like 18 hours to sell. Once it was on the market, we didn't have an issue selling it because it was done in the right way. But let's continue with our project, right? So once we have our bathroom assisted and all the stuff, the beams are assisted with this little 2x4s and all the stuff, a lot of screws used in this case. We want to go ahead and put back again the R30 insulation. Now I'm using some ties on the bottom, some little pieces of wire that are sold to hold the insulation in place. And now that everything is nice and ready, you see that PVC pipe over there for the toilet. I'm gonna just cut out around it and then put the rest of the pipe on top. So sometimes you need to do these things. You need to take the flange out and then just do the correction back again later. And add some concrete adhesive. This will help you to maintain that bond with your beams, with your joist really well. And overall we'll avoid a whole bunch of squeaky noises and all these things. Although we're using screws again, we want to make sure that this will help to avoid any type of, I would say, void or concave situation on the beams, right? So we want to make sure that and we actually put a little bit of support around the toilet so it's not right sitting in the middle, right? So now that we put a true 3/4 plywood over there, we want to go ahead. In this case, obviously I'm preparing this for the pre-slope inside the shower. That's a material for another video that I'm going to make about this bathroom. I really like this bathroom, but you go ahead and put that, do a pre-sloping, then put your shower pan, more concrete boards, your fiberglass mesh, and then you continue with the rest of the process. So let's jump into the floor again. We have the floor nice and stable. We want to make sure that we clean that surface really well. We're going to take that door out to prepare for the flooring that we're going to do. We want to make sure that that area that was not treated is screwed really well, fastened really well to the joist, and all the casing around cut with the heights that we want, so we can slide our board down. And just to let you know, you want to make sure that you put some thin-set mortar on the bottom once it's clean. This is based on the manufacturer's requirements or instructions. You want to do that stuff, then you use some concrete board screws, in this case 1.25 inches. Put it down, obviously put some fiberglass mesh, let it dry, do your pre-cuts on the tile that you're going to install. Is a little easier that way, and then you walk back by having a full piece on the front, which is nice and beautiful over there. Do your cutouts, and sometimes you need to do some little cutouts over here. But then you continue with the installation of the tiles. In this case, the large format tiles. I'm using a 3/4 notch trowel, and just go ahead and install your flooring, put your grout, and you're good to go. And I'm going to make obviously more videos about all the steps in this project. So I hope this video will help you to understand that process. Thank you so much for watching it.
You made it to the end of the video. I'm really happy about it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and see more of those videos that I'm going to put around, and stay tuned for more videos. I'll see you soon.